Chapter 1. Neuroscience, a Window into the Mind. Kara was in her early 30s when she came to see me. She sought help to ease the depression she had been battling since high school. She had friends, but much of what they had already achieved, marriage, professional advancement, and outward happiness, served only to remind her of what she had not. Single, but longing to be in a committed relationship, Kara saw herself as less than desirable. She had already taken a year longer than most of her peers to finish the coursework for her doctorate in economics and was pessimistic about completing her dissertation within the next year. She wanted to teach in a university setting, but hadn't pursued this possibility very aggressively. Although she had run track in college and claimed that fitness was important to her, she rarely exercised. She ate poorly and occasionally drank too much alcohol to try to disconnect from her feelings of sadness and shame. The wine did little more than put her to sleep, and she would wake up to a dull drumming in her head the next morning. Kara came to see me when the anxiety attacks began. They would waken her from sleep, and as her heart pounded and raced, she felt inexplicable fear coursing through her body and mind for what seemed an eternity. The wine clearly wasn't doing its job. She said she wouldn't mind if she died in her sleep or got hit and killed by a bus, but she would never consider suicide. I asked her why. "I don't want to go to hell," she said, explaining how her life had changed in college when she began following Jesus. She had felt the first glimmer of optimism after becoming a Christian, but even her keen intellect and newfound faith could not keep the emotional wolves away from her. She described her childhood years as a somber progression of grief. She believed her parents loved her, but she was frequently deeply sad without knowing why. Although conversations in her home were intellectually stimulating, they rarely, if ever, wandered into the realm of emotion or what members of her family were feeling. When Kara was 14, her father died unexpectedly from a heart attack. Her mother responded by burying herself in her work as a physician. Her older brother responded by going off to college and never returning home. Kara responded by becoming an all-state athlete, an honor student. Everyone she knew assumed that she was fine. But she wasn't fine. Not then, and certainly not now. As Kara sat in my office, her mannerisms put her troubles in plain sight. Though obviously attractive, she slumped in her chair. She fidgeted with her hands. Her demeanor vacillated from nervous laughter to easily spilled tears, punctuated by moments of great effort to regain her composure, along with apologies for being upset. It was as though she was holding back an entire reservoir of grief and had little remaining energy to keep it in check. Perhaps she feared that if the dam broke, she and everything she knew would be swept away into oblivion by a tidal wave of emotion. Kara had tried psychotherapy. She had tried medication. She had prayed. She had read scripture and devotional literature. She was part of a worshiping community and a small group of women who met regularly to deepen their spiritual lives. These helped, but nothing sustained any sense of stability or confidence. Most troubling to her, she could not understand why her relationship with Jesus did not seem to make a difference. Why was her psychological distress so unresponsive to prayer? Why was God so unresponsive to her plight?
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.